they came bounding over.
Who has talked about Jewish space lasers and
We are here to fight back!
And I just made it into the front door in time.
And they basically want to kill me because I'm stopping their fraud.
Elon prehodil pár slov po tom, čo zachránil 2 amerických astronautov, lebo slová majú akosi väčšiu váhu po činoch, ktoré nedokáže nikto iný. Teda v prípade, ak nechceš ten trapas ísť prosiť o pomoc z vláda.
You have been the chief engineer of SpaceX and remain the chief engineer of SpaceX. It is the first private company to ever make it to orbit. Walk us through the beginnings of that. It is not, it's something that nobody else has been able to accomplish.
Well, it's quite a long story. And there are some books that have been written about it. So I have to say that I was not a very good chief engineer in the beginning, but I did learn over time.
Nejak to dobehol.
And we just heard the sonic boom. What an incredible sight to see the super heavy booster gliding down into the chopstick arms once again.
In fact, we want to take anyone who goes to Mars and ultimately build a self-sustaining civilization on Mars. That is the long-term goal of the company. Make life multiplanetary. I think we could do it in 20 to 30 years.
Tuto si len kompenzuje, že na začiatku nebol dobrým raketovým inžinierom. Viem to zhodnotiť podľa pixelov.
I started SpaceX because it's an extremely important goal. Is becoming a spacefaring civilization, ultimately becoming a multiplanetary species. And if we're not on that path, then we really need to get on that path.
What I was going to talk about today was basically the importance of making life multiplanetary, and kind of how I think we could get there. And
this year, in fact, we are launching the Starship rocket, which I recommend maybe doing a piece on, because that is truly a revolutionary rocket. Starship is the first rocket that has the potential to make life multiplanetary, to make us a multi-planet civilization for the first time in the history of Earth, and that's truly profound. Perhaps we should do a longer segment, because I'd be happy to explain it in detail. I'll do the 2-minute version here.
Yeah. Okay.
The Falcon 9 rocket takes off with 1.7 million pounds of thrust. So you can imagine something that has enough thrust to lift an office building off its foundations, and it gets to orbit. It gets to roughly 17,000 miles an hour in 9 minutes. So from 0 to 17,000 miles an hour in 9 minutes, and then it's just when it comes back, you've got that heat shield that's got to dissipate that energy. Like I said, you're coming in like a blazing meteor, and hardly anything can survive that heat. And if the heat shield fails, you just get vaporized immediately. So it's we're really testing the very edge of human ability here, the very edge of material science, and it's kind of amazing that humans can do this at all. Hopefully for people out there, this is a moment of optimism about the future, a moment of excitement about the future, and it portends great things for America and humanity in space. Well, I think we'll have tremendous breakthroughs when we establish a city or a base and then a city on Mars, because we'll have to overcome so many challenges that it'll serve as a forcing function for the development of new technologies that will have tremendous benefits to people on Earth.
Jedna z top vecí, ktorú máme vďaka vesmírnemu programu, je duct tape.
No, we definitely offered to return the astronauts earlier. There's no question about that. the astronauts were only supposed to be there for 8 days, and they've been there for almost 10 months. So obviously that doesn't make any sense. SpaceX could have brought the astronauts back after a few months at most, and we made that offer to the Biden administration. It was rejected for political reasons, and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
Single word. As the foot him,
Strata hustoty kostí každým mesiacom, osteoporóza. Jedna astronautka dokonca narastla o 5 cm, lebo jej expandovala chrbtica. Same príjemné veci.
Yeah, the normal amount of time that astronauts are supposed to be in zero G is about 3 months, and then really at the most about 6 months. That's sort of the normal rotation, and they were up there for almost 10 months. So that's really going beyond what is healthy or good. So it's a good thing that thanks to the support of President Trump, we hope to bring them back, because really things get just a lot worse if they stay in zero G for, past a year or more.
No súd sa v zápätí nariadil vrátiť astronautov naspäť na orbit. A že armáde nechýba nič viac ako dúhoví ľudia. Traja Obamovi sudcovia nariadili, že utracanie USAID musí pokračovať, lebo deťom v Afrike došla rýža a nemajú za čo ďalej tlačiť reklamy so správnymi myšlienkami.
You're into robotics, AI, you are working with Neuralink so the blind can see and people with spinal cord injuries may one day walk. You help people in North Carolina, you help people in California when they have no communications. And I watch all of this and I have to ask, why? Why do I see people like I woke up this morning and saw that Teslas were put ablaze in one of your dealerships in Vegas? I've seen this happen all over the country. Bullets are being fired, charging stations are put ablaze, Teslas are being put ablaze. You have experienced assassination, threats of assassination for you and your family. What have you done that warrants this? Because I see nothing that you have done except help our country.
Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just, smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged, there's some kind of mental illness thing going on here, because this doesn't make any sense.
So don't feed the ugly corporations and the haters.
Yeah,
and I think there are larger forces at work as well. I mean, I don't know who's funding it and who's coordinating it, because this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
You just rescued 2 astronauts that have been in space for 286 days. They were only supposed to be there 8. You helped the people in North Carolina, Tennessee, California. You have, I think, the most creative and innovative car on the market. You created Starlink for communications that's used by hundreds of countries. You're working on helping the blind see and all of these other things. Is it really come down to the basic, you're aligned with President Donald Trump, who also is a friend of mine, and that you have identified well over $100 billion in waste, fraud, abuse that our federal government never should have been spending? Is that what it comes down to?
Yeah, it turns out when you take away people's, the money they're receiving fraudulently, they get very upset.
They came bounding over.
Who has talked about Jewish space lasers and
We are here to fight back!
And I just made it into the front door in time.
And they basically want to kill me because I'm stopping their fraud. And they want to hurt Tesla because we're stopping this terrible waste and corruption in the government. And, well, I guess they're bad people. Bad people will do bad things.
These people sitting right here.
Can you explain why this is so important that we identify all this waste?
Yes, the government the government waste and fraud is so high that it's causing a $2 trillion annual deficit. So that's $2,000 billion of waste and fraud that's happening, and the cost of our debt has gotten so high that just the interest payments on the debt exceed the entire military budget, and it was just growing out of control. So the country was going bankrupt. It's just, country is no different from a person. If a country overspends and doesn't spend wisely, just like a person, a country will go bankrupt. So the reason I'm here is because I'm very worried about America going bankrupt due to the corruption and waste. And if we don't do something about it, the ship of America is going to sink. And we're all on that ship. And this may be a message to, people out there who have, are wealthy, have a lot of means, or control companies. It's like, just remember, we're all in ship America here. Your company is not going to exist if the ship of America sinks. And we should do everything we possibly can to ensure that America is strong for far into the future.
And for doing that,
Ale keď si myslíš, že sa nemal jebať do politiky, lebo ťa z toho štípe vo vagíne, nie je šanca, že pochopíš jednoduchú matiku. Alebo toto video. Výtoky žumpy zasiahli aj nehnuteľnosti. Na realitnom trhu vo Washingtone ponuka 5 až 10 miliónových domov v krátkom čase narastla o 222%.
I think they're getting desperate because, the reason we're seeing this extreme amount of hatred and violence is because we're actually succeeding in getting rid of corruption and waste. If we weren't succeeding in getting rid of corruption and waste, they wouldn't care. But we are succeeding. Without President Trump, this would be impossible. We've got this narrow window of opportunity with a House, Senate, and a popular vote, and really we're just implementing the will of the people. And we've got this window where we can finally take corrective action. We can fix the government, fix the country, and create a great future. And it portends great things for America and humanity in space.